Hello everyone and welcome back to another train simulator video. Now we're going to be looking at a project which is fairly exciting. We're going to be looking at the preview version, well it's on the Steam Workshop, for the West Coastway, which is being developed, well, it seems it's being developed by George Benson, I think his name was. And yeah, we're going to be taking this as far as Lancing, which is in 8 miles. You can see it on the map here. This is all that's been built so far. So you've got Brighton to Lancing, so yeah, around 8 miles long. Although there is something which is a catch, as it's a preview sort of version of it. In fact, let's instead of yabbering on, let's oh hang on, I'll just set that right, and then oh no, we're all good, right, cool. And we're off. But yeah, the only scenery is at the stations, and not every station yet has scenery. So this is a very, I suppose, sort of early days version of the route, but it is on the Steam Workshop. It doesn't have too many requirements. I was only missing one, and that was the Wherry Lines 2.0 from Armstrong Powerhouse. Although I don't think that's really used too much at the moment. I think that's more going to be for when Littlehampton's in the game, or on the route. Because then you've got semaphore signals there and sort of the old signal box and stuff. So I don't think at the moment you really do need the Wherry Lines just yet. But yeah, off we go. So yeah, we're going to take a run, as I said, to Lancing. There isn't obviously too much scenery to see between the stations, although it's nice to see the stations. I know I don't think Aldrington is modelled, or it was. I did a little quick run on here yesterday just to see if it was sort of alright, which it is. It's alright, but then it is an early sort of preview. Yeah, so Hove's there. I mean, Hove's been there. I think Dovetail Games Danny did Hove, although I don't think it does actually use that. I think Aldrington might be there. Portslade, that is there. Portslade looks, I mean, yeah, when you look at it, you can be like, oh, that's Portslade, although it does look a bit fun. Well, once we get there, well, you'll see. And then Fisher's Gate, I think the platform was there, and then the rest isn't really there. So yeah, it's a very heavy work in progress, very early days. Although it'd be nice to see it come on, and hopefully it's not one of those projects which is sort of started on and then left. Let's get that up. As I know there's someone else, I think, who said they were going to do the West Coastway. Yes, and then never got round to doing it in the end, or sort of, yeah. In fact, there's actually, I think there's 3 versions of the West Coastway being made. There's the one we did back in, I think it was back in springtime. The video is literally just called Work in Progress West Coastway. By one of our mods, Train Man. He's working on one, on some other little bits and stuff. And then this one, and I think there was also another one which someone said they were going to do, but then never did. So I do hope this is something which will be continued to be worked on. You know, not sort of like this and then just left. This is where it starts to get a little bit, the scenery disappears. And yeah, I was going a little bit slow there. Let's pop that down. Well, not in any rush. In fact, we don't even need to stop. Oh no, we'll stop here anyway. We might as well. So yeah, this is Hove, which, as you can see at the moment, looks a bit, well, you can see, you can identify a few bits of it. Probably the bridge, that's the main thing. The bridge looks alright. We'll do the doors. I might need to set that to, oh, maybe not. Well, here we are anyway. I suppose it won't open. But yeah, this is Hove, which looks, well, as I said, the bridge is more over that side, isn't it? And you've got the taxi sort of shelter on the left. But yeah, as I said, it's very much a work in progress. But you can see, oh, the doors did open. you can see, you know, it's getting there-ish. Right, the doors did open. And it's Aldrington next, which we won't stop for. As well, there's not really a lot there. You can see the Gatwick Express sidings there on the right. You can see a little bit of scenery over there which has been worked on. Sort of Hove Park would be over there. In fact, I don't think you would even have that many houses. Oh, that is weird. Yeah, I don't think those houses would actually be there, because I'm pretty certain that's actually Hove Park there. So it is so close to Aldrington though. So close. And yeah, this is Aldrington at the moment, which I'm guessing is simply a marker which the creators put in just to be like, right, this is Aldrington here. And probably to see it sort of mark the end of the platforms. So you'll see that a few times. So that's Aldrington, which obviously hasn't been started on yet. And then not too far along to Portslade, which actually has had some work. You can see the scenery just there. You can see the road going over there, which would then come down onto Portland Road, which is sort of runs alongside. And there's the sea down there. Not sure what this massive hole here is. Yeah, what that's all about. Oh, we're back down. Yes, this is the road that goes over, takes you up to the old Shoreham Road on that side, and down that way takes you to Portland Road. Or is it Portland Avenue? One of the two. And this is then Portslade. As you can see, there is some scenery. The station, the platforms, yeah, look fine. You've got the footbridge there as well, which goes over. I've stood on it many, many times. Let's pop that down. And I think this actually might be the last station with scenery. But we'll take it as far as we can. So yeah, Portslade doesn't look great at the moment. I suppose look at Portslade Station in real life, you'll see it. It's yeah. So this bit, yeah, definitely does need some further work, which I'm sure it will get further work. I mean, yeah, the crossing, yeah, that's fine. You got the Victoria pub there, I think. You got a little bit of scenery which continues along here, which that's correct really. There is car dealerships. So yeah, that looks fine. Does this road ramp down? It does go down. That's correct. You got like an Audi there as well. And you've got Boundary Road on this side, which is sort of the main high street of Portslade. So you've got shops going all the way along here, and sort of general housing along here, this is Portland. I think Portland Avenue or Portland Road, which then takes you all the way down to, well, pretty much over there. Yeah, Portslade Station. I mean, the building looks okay. I mean, it is, I suppose, recognisable-ish. But in real life, it is more of a this colour. Well, not this colour, but it's a much lighter sort of green-ish, which is sort of on the building. But yeah, you get the gist of things. It looks. Yeah, when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, that's Portslade. But yeah, still see a lot of work to go into it. As I said, like I say many times, very early work in progress. This is literally version 1. Hello down there of it. So, well, onwards to the next station. Over the level crossing, there's another pub there as well, and so I think there's toilets as well. Yeah, so this bit actually looks alright on this side. And we'll be crossing Trafalgar Road, which is just before you see the little bridge there. And you've also got a graveyard as well along here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the graveyard's this bit here, and there's a park on the other side. So I can recognise it. Yeah, but there's the graveyard, which would be here. And then we go over Trafalgar Road. which is, because I used to be a local to here, so yeah, you've got Trafalgar Road, which actually looks alright, and there's a little round up. That actually looks pretty good. I like that. That then takes you up. So we have got a little bit of scenery at Fisher's Gate. Footbridge. I'm thinking I've been to Fisher's Gate a couple of times, and I've been over the footbridge a couple of times as well. Let's come to a stop. Because after this, it's just into the abyss. But we'll still go along there. We'll check it out. So yeah, this is Fisher's Gate. Yeah, I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been. I don't think does the footbridge stairs come. I think the footbridge it comes down this way. I think. Oh, I could be wrong there. I remember the last time I was here, there was sort of a youth group, a group of youths who were, well, it smelt a bit funny, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that looks fine. That going across there, and this looks fine as well. It looks fine because yeah, you sort of. It's quite a sort of sneaky alleyway. You come off the road here. I've been quite a few times here on my pedal bike going along here. There's a road hill that comes along, and you sort of sneak off. I suppose yeah, round the side here, which then takes you to the station. And I think there's like a ticket machine just here. This looks very weird. The way you've got sort of the platform going up. Yeah, very heavy work in progress. The waiting shelter. Yeah, that looks fine. Or doable. Yeah, that looks fine. Right, onwards to the next station. Although the platforms in real life here, I believe they're the ones where, well, it's sort of balanced on platforms. So you've got like stilts coming down, but that's no biggie. Next, Southwick next, although I don't think Southwick does have scenery, so it'll just be what we saw before at Aldrington with the sort of the pillars, I suppose, to mark out where it is. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this does develop, and I really hope the developer doesn't sort of get this far and then like, oh, actually I can't be bothered, I'm not going to do it. I really hope we do see some progress with it in the coming months. Because yeah, this first stage is supposed to go from Brighton to Worthing. That's sort of the first, I suppose, goal of it, which maybe West Worthing. Developer, if you're watching, any chance maybe West Worthing? Or is that West Worthing, that's where some services do actually terminate, or is that Worthing not really any trains do terminate? So it'll be cool to see it maybe sort of the first goal to get to West Worthing. So that was Southwick, which we just went past, and it's Shoreham by Sea next. Yeah, so this is a very heavily work in progress. And going back to what I was saying, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how, I suppose, both West Coastways come along. Because as I said, I know one of our moderators for the channel, and a good friend of mine, he's working on a version of it, and well, obviously this one as well. So we shall see. And that is the sea down there. So there's no scenery on this bit, which I believe on Adam's version, Trainman's version, there was the signals and stations along this bit, or at least the platforms. So you can see the marker there for Shoreham by Sea, and you can see the Ada Bridge coming up as well. Which then, well, takes us across the River Ada. It's good point. If you haven't seen it already, do check out my Missing Link sort of documentary on the Stenning line, which actually has video clips of that bridge. Oh, there is actually some scenery here. When I was flying along on FreeCam, it didn't load in, but it has, so that's good. Well, it has now. Yes, this would be Shoreham by Sea Station. And you can see the River Ada sort of comes here. You've got the town centre as well, so I don't know why there is a massive chunk missing in the ground there. That might be because the DEM files ran out there. I think it's DEM files, which sort of do the terrain. And this bit here, that's where the Stenning line used to go off, used to curl off there, as that Shoreham's flooded. Okay, so the Ada Bridge is here. That's nice to see. Yeah, I mean, I think it has 14 stilts. I counted them when I went there for some reason. But I mean, that's acceptable. And then you've got Shoreham or Brighton City Airport here on the right, so you can see work has started on doing that. And not too far to Lancing, which I didn't actually ever take a look at on sort of when I did a little fly along. Oh, we're not going to fall through the ground, are we? No, we're all good. Well, I doubt there will be anything at Lancing, but we'll go to the end anyway. Cool. And you've got the downs in, so that's cool to see. But I'll leave a link below if you do want to give this route a go yourself. Yeah, very heavy work in progress. Yeah, and it does have a few requirements. The only one I'm missing is the Wherry lines, as I said, 2.0. So when there's the next sell on, hopefully maybe around Easter, I'll pick that up. Or I'll just get it when the next update for this comes out and it says you need the Wherry lines, for sure. Well, I did that. George is actually in the Train Sim community Discord. So I pinged him on and just said, what do you actually need the Wherry lines for? And he said pretty much for Littlehampton when it actually is developed. So yeah, this is I suppose the markers for Lancing coming up, and I can see the buffers, so let's slow down. I suppose that is then our run along the along the line. But that is how far progress has come so far. So not very far so far, although this is a preview sort of version of it. So but it's nice to see there actually is interest in the West Coastway route. That'd be awesome to see when it's finally done, whenever that is. Cool. Well, yes, we're almost there. Slowly coming into Lancing. Well, if only the sounds of the 3-on-3 were as good as they are on Train Sim World to this. No, if only they were as good on Train Sim World as they are. But yeah, if only they had these sounds. Welcome to Lancing. There's not a platform here, but so just, I suppose, hop out. Yeah, the doors don't actually open. There we go. But yeah, that was our look there at the very heavy work in progress West Coastway route for Train Simulator. I'll leave a link below if you do want to try it out yourself. Links can also be found in the description to the Discord, PayPal, merch store. Apart from that, thanks for coming in. Do comment below what do you think of progress so far. And I hope to see you in the next one. See you all and take care. Bye guys.